Hi there. So, what is mindset and how important actually is it? I think, if you're having a conversation with anybody about success, achievement, goal setting, mindset is a word, a phrase that often gets thrown around. So, in this episode, I want us to look at what mindset actually is, how important it is, and what a difference it can make to you, your life, your success, and your own personal achievements. Now, whenever I meet a client for the first time, whenever I'm doing a presentation, talking to an audience, either live um, or virtually, I will often start off by asking, how important do you think mindset is? And I ask you the same question. Have a think. If you look at your life, what you've achieved, what you haven't achieved, what you'd like to achieve, how important do you think mindset really is? Now, when I ask that question, the numbers that get kind of returned are usually pretty high. Anywhere between 70 to 99% is usually the typical responses I get. And my follow-up question to that is usually, okay, if that's the case, what are you doing to develop, to nurture, to enhance your current mindset? So I ask you the same question. Be open to the fact that mindset can be the difference that makes the difference for you. So if that's the case, if there's even a slim possibility that that could be true, then give some time and thought to how you can start to develop it. So what is mindset? So mindset really is your programming, your belief system, what I like to call your BS. It's your thoughts, your feelings, your habits, your behaviors that you've been conditioned and programmed with from your early days, from birth until today. But the mind doesn't have the faculty, the ability to choose and distinguish between what's right, wrong, good or bad, positive or negative. So sometimes we might find that it almost feels like we're being blocked by something. Consciously we may make a choice and a decision that we want to achieve something. There might be an outcome that we want to pursue, but we often find ourselves kind of tripping up or finding that there's almost some sort of internal resistance, or we find ourselves almost sabotaging what we're doing, or getting distracted by some other kind of shiny object that is taking us away from what it is that we want. The good news is it's not your fault. It's simply how your mindset has been programmed and conditioned. So, is your based on your current scenario, situation, life, and the actions you're taking, ask yourself, is your mindset, does it feel like your mindset is currently aligned towards success or towards failure, to the things you want or away from that? Because everything we do is either going to move us towards or away from what we want. But that all is kind of determined by our programming. The software that we're running to. And if you think about technology, I'm recording this on the computer. If I was using a computer that was even just a few years old, a computer that I had when I first started out in business over 20 years ago, it wouldn't be able to run the software and achieve the outcomes that are available today because that is out of date. They're not aligned to achieve what's possible. And sometimes our mind, our neck-top computer, equally can find itself becoming out of date. But unless you are already accustomed to how you can change and improve your mindset, you're probably finding that you're just struggling along and you're trying to achieve and move forward, yet you're operating what I like to call your MOS, your mind operating system, is running to out of date programming, software, beliefs, habits, and conditioning. So, mindset is, in its simplest of terms, the programming of which we are running to, which could either be helping us towards what we want or hindering us, blocking us, stopping us from doing the things we want. And that's why I often say to clients, knowing is not always enough. The majority of clients that I see personally one-on-one already, more often than not, will have a real good idea. They've got clarity. They have an understanding. Often they're already working with a business coach, for example, um, or even a sports coach. So they kind of know what's expected. They know what the outcome is they want. They've set the goals. They have a good idea. And if you don't, that's okay, because we can work on that as well. But more often than not, a lot of frustration comes from the fact that people know what they want to do. They know what they should and shouldn't be doing, but they're not achieving it. They're not doing it consistently. And that's because of the internal kind of tug of war that is happening, because your mindset is not aligned with what you want. And when I say the mind is not aligned, there's two parts to that we need to kind of look at. And it's often something that's often overlooked, because traditional approaches sometimes only focus on one part of that, which is the conscious. You do the courses, you read the books, you have the coach, you kind of have a real good intellectual understanding of what you want, but then the frustration comes about because you're only addressing that part of your mind. And with the work I do with clients, we look at addressing the conscious mind, but we're also looking to make a change and update the subconscious mind, which is the real powerhouse. It's the driving force. That is where your programming and conditioning is really driven from. So if consciously you know what you want, but subconsciously you're running to the out of date programming, that's when the kind of misalignment occurs. So what we're looking to help you to achieve through what I call subconscious mastery is to get the two parts of your mind working together, so they're working to the same mind operating system, and everything is kind of on the same page, looking to achieve the goals and the life that you want. And then I kind of introduce my belief plus action equals achieve framework. So to achieve a result, you need to get your actions aligned, but also you need to get your belief system aligned. So we work on looking at addressing and improving, enhancing, updating your belief system, the confidence ultimately in the self-belief. And it's probably the number one kind of thing that I see that stops people and is preventing them from achieving their outcome. It's the lack of belief, the lack of confidence that they're capable, that they're enough. So if your kind of belief system isn't aligned, then you're going to keep coming up against that resistance. And I said earlier, that's when you probably find yourself taking part in displacement activities, getting distracted by things, or even feeling like you're sabotaging your efforts. And that I get is massively frustrating. We're all human. We all do it at times. But the clients I see are usually often, already very successful and accomplished, but they're looking to either take things to another level or change things around. But they're coming up against that resistance because their belief system is, and their confidence and self-belief particularly, is not as strong, not as solid, or not aligned with where they are in their life now. So again, it's not right or wrong. It's not about failure. It's not about criticism. It's just about having the awareness and addressing that you could possibly update your belief system to help you to achieve the goals and the outcomes that you want. So I encourage you to have a look and give some thought to what it is that you actually want to achieve. Ask yourself, are your habits, your kind of actions that you're taking, are they moving you towards what you want or further away? If not, maybe look at your belief systems. What do you really believe about it? Do you really believe you can do it? Do you really believe it's possible? And if not, what are your current beliefs? Just become aware of those. Then you can turn them around. Then you can reframe them. Then you can look at what the opposite is that would be more beneficial for you to have. If you could wave a magic wand, how would you really like to believe? How strong would you like your confidence? How strong would you like your self-belief to be? And if that was possible, then what would you be doing that would be making the difference for you? Then obviously you can do things like listening to some kind of mind reprogramming audios. You can do visualizations. You can do kind of meditations, affirmations. There's lots you can do to develop and nurture your mindset. But this episode is really just about introducing you to the idea of what the mindset is how important it is, and how you can look at making some changes. So if that's given you some thoughts, if that's kind of resonated with you, if you can kind of think, actually, that feels like something that gets in my way, that I know what I want, but I'm not able to do it, or I'm not doing it consistently, then maybe it is because it's time to update your mindset and get both your conscious and subconscious parts of your mind aligned, working together as a driving force towards what it is that you want, rather than towards the things that you don't want. Because we get more of what we focus on. Where our focus is, that's what we're going to get. So if you're focused towards the things you don't want, or the things you're not doing, then your mind's going to keep going in that direction. So get clear on what you want, get your kind of beliefs and your actions aligned, and then you can go and achieve it. So like I say, if that's resonated for you, if you have any questions about anything mindset related, or you'd like to explore how we might be able to possibly work together, or what resources I have that can help and support you, then get in touch, drop me a message, and let's see how we can help you to believe in yourself more, take the actions that will help you to achieve the goals and the life that you want. Take care, and I'll see you soon.